Hello everybody, this is Rowan Winsong for the Planet Endora Gaming Network, coming to you with a new game that we've actually been playing as of late. It's just that we haven't been able to really talk about it. It's the new Star Wars, the Old Republic game. They finally lifted the non-disclosure agreement, so now we can actually start showing you guys a lot of the cool stuff behind the scenes with it. And basically this is probably going to be a new series we're going to be doing now that the NDA has basically been permanently lifted. So I normally play Sith because I enjoy going ahead and either choking somebody or electrocuting them with Force Lightning if they don't want to tell me what I want. So, to do something new for both myself and for anyone else who hasn't had a chance to take and play the game yet, we're going to actually take and choose the Galactic Republic this time around and see what it's all about.
Enough is enough. Republic is the galaxy's only hope for peace and justice. It must not fall. The Sith Empire exterminates everything in its path. The enemy has no remorse for the worlds it destroys. Everything we value will die unless we hold the line. This war isn't about politics or resources. We fight for survival, for freedom, for the Republic! Let's go! Move it up! Strike out! With every battle, there are fewer of us to keep up the fight. Those who remain pay a heavy price, but we know the Force is with us. We will never surrender, and we are not alone. The long night is finally ending.
Alright, as you can see, that was actually a pretty good opening. Don't want to really be biased, but I still think that the Sith have a better opening story. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. Unfortunately, there's no way to turn this down right now as far as I know. But we'll take and get going on a class here really quick. We have Jedi Knight, Jedi Consular, Smuggler, and Trooper. I'm gonna go with a Jedi Knight.
Helping others is both a duty and an honor.
And as you can see, there's a lot of different sliders you have to mess around with and stuff like that. So essentially, you can do a lot of different styles. You can, control each one independently as well. So. Alright, so basically, in my opinion, I think that the Sith characters have a much better customization. They both have the same, but my Sith character is the same race as the race that I just picked for the Galactic, and for some reason, it seems that on the Sith side, there's much more character customization that you can do, even though it's the same amount of sliders. I don't know why.
Welcome to Tython, Padawan. Everyone at the temple is looking forward to meeting you. Your former masters praise your combat skills. They say you're becoming an expert duelist.
Alright, so basically you can see I got all the volume stuff turned down now. I don't know. I'll have to go back later during the editing process, and hopefully it won't be so super loud. For some reason, they don't allow you to take in, adjust that kind of stuff you already get in games. So of course, as somebody like me doing a recording, that kind of sucks because it gets extremely loud, at least in my headset. So I'm assuming it's going to be loud to you guys as well. Essentially right now they're doing stress testing on the servers. They have been basically sending out weekend only type beta passes to a bunch of people to get as many people on the servers as possible. If I had actually started recording earlier, you would have seen every single server was essentially filled. They have, I would say, maybe around 20 plus servers online right now, and each one of them has a queue. Like I was number 850 something that I had to wait in queue in line for. Maybe took 45 minutes to get in, but the whole idea is to stress test the service to see how much people they can basically put up with. So we knew that was going to happen. Hopefully that won't be the same way as on launch day, because I am planning on basically this is going to be my new MMORPG probably, and I'm definitely planning on having a guild and stuff like that for the new game. So, of course, with this guy being a Jedi, when you have dialogues with these characters, they give you a minimum of 2, if not 3 choices to. It's kind of dumb that playing this cutscene again. We already saw it. You have 2 to 3 choices to usually choose from in dialogue from characters. One is usually good, one is usually bad, one is neutral. So.
Welcome to Tython, Padawan. Everyone at the temple is looking forward to meeting you. Your former masters praise your combat skills. They say you're becoming an expert duelist.
So basically that's what I was talking about. You have 3 different choices essentially. Obviously I defeated all of them, and this doesn't always correlate, by the way, with good, neutral, negative, by the way. Sometimes they're switched up. So you really have to read what the person you're talking to is saying and listen carefully, and then basically listen to each response, or say each response in your head is the best way I do it, and say, does it come off arrogant, does it come off being, a jerk, or does it come off caring? And usually you'll be able to figure out what is good, what is bad. Now with that being said, there are some quests in this game that I have found out that it's very hard, at least on the Sith side, to pick up which is which. And I think it's on 2 or 3 different occasions so far I've actually picked something that I thought would be evil to say, and yet it gave me light force points instead of dark force. So you got to really be careful, and if you definitely want to go 100% negative force and stuff like that, you'll probably want to take and look up different quests on wikis and stuff like that I'm sure are going to pop up all over the place, or maybe even an official game guide someplace that has all that kind of stuff laid out for them and stuff like that. So with me being Jedi and stuff like that, I'm probably going to take and, obviously not go the whole sounding like a badass route, because Jedis just don't normally do that.
It's easy to excel when you're trained by the best.
The Jedi Council will assign you a new master to oversee your final trials. You'll be tested in ways you can't imagine. But when you leave Tython, you'll know what it means to be a Jedi Knight. More importantly, you'll know yourself.
I'm eager to face these trials. Where do I start?
There's a speeder here that will take you to... Hang on. Getting an emergency signal. Flesh Raiders, armed with blasters? He must be mistaken.
Mistaken or not, that Padawan is under attack.
They've never come this close before. Flesh Raiders are a species of hostile natives. They're smart enough to use tools and violent beyond reason. I'm sending every able-bodied Jedi down to the Padawan training grounds right away. Especially you.
Just point the way. I'll handle the rest.
Take the speeder outside to the training grounds, push back the Flesh Raiders, and find out if they're really using advanced weapons. Go. I'll catch up with you after I alert the Jedi Council. May the Force be with you.
Now, of course, looking at this game, you're probably going to say, wow, for a brand new game that's coming out, the graphics really don't look all that good. You gotta remember, this game's been in development for pretty much 5 years now. And so, they're going to be dated back to, you gotta look at the graphics engine they would have been using 5 years ago, because from a game maker standpoint, there's no point making a game for 5 years only to be on year 5 and say, wait a minute, the graphics look like crap, let's scrap everything we've done visually and add in a new graphics engine, because otherwise it would never be done. So with a game of this large scope and undertaking, you're going to have dated looking graphics. I mean, for all intents and purposes, these are, barely as good as World of Warcraft, as some people say. I personally don't agree with that, because World of Warcraft, they're made a little bit differently. They're made to look more cartoonish, vibrant colors and stuff like that, whereas this, they essentially were trying to come off as looking more realistic, I guess you could say. I mean, if you compare this to, like, say, the graphics that are in, the new Battlefield 3 or Modern Warfare 3 or something like that, they definitely look dated. But That's to be expected. Like I said, it is a 5-year-old game theoretically, because that's how long ago it was before I started working on it. Now, when you first get in, you're gonna have basically a newbie lightsaber. Nothing really special about it at all, for the most part. This is basically your menu system where you can take and have, or your character sheet rather, where you can take and have different items and stuff like that. Kind of like World of Warcraft, you can put your cursor over it, get all the item details and stuff. And it's click and drag, simple, just like if you had a normal backpack, you want to put an item on, you right click it, drag it over, or whatever. This is your alignment meter. It does go up and down if you happen to be playing more of a neutral type character. If you want to go total badass or total goody, then you'll be more careful in the choices that you make, and this meter will go up and down effectively, basically setting you as either a more positive Jedi or a negative Sith Lord. For myself, my other character obviously down here is better for me. For this guy that we're playing right now, up here would be better. Not quite sure what this is going to actually come into effect as far as your overall character progression. I don't know if this is going to affect, like, say, for instance, certain missions you can or cannot get depending on basically your reputation for being either a positive or a negative type person. I have a feeling that'll probably be more explained later on, unless I've missed some sort of a update from the devs or something like that to go into more detail on how this is going to work. But basically, you get stat menus and stuff like that. Got melee defense, force, and PvP, where you can see different readouts and stuff like that. Pretty much common MMO type stuff, RPG anyways. And so there's nothing really too big about that. You have P as your spellbook, or character skills, abilities, whatever you want to call them. I call it spellbook just because I'm an old World of Warcraft fan. But basically, you have different classes. You have General, which is similar to the General tab on World of Warcraft. Jedi Knight, which is going to be all your own special moves and abilities. And then you also have vehicle proficiencies as well. Of course, this being a new character, he has absolutely 0 right now, so you're not going to see anything too common in there. Your first vehicle, if I remember correctly, you can buy at level 20, and it cost, I think it was 40,000 credits. I could be wrong on that, though. It's been a while since I've had to actually buy one. So basically, it's very similar. If anyone has ever played World of Warcraft, you're going to immediately notice a lot of similarities, especially with the combat system, the skill system. Let's see here. I forget which one of the things is skills. L is your log, obviously. O is very similar to World of Warcraft for your friends and stuff like that. Oops, wrong button. M for your map. Pull up your, I'd say world map, but in this case it's more of a regional map. You can take and select different stuff you want to actually search for, so it'll take and highlight it for you. And moving around is the WASD keys as usual. The strafe keys are Q and E. Z is to pull out your weapon, so if you want to like mess around with your weapon, you can do that. X is to sit down. So they get a lot of different, key that are, I guess you could say, the abnormal, or the normal rather, in most MMORPGs these days, and how they control the character and stuff like that. Over on the right hand side over here, you're going to have stuff that's also going to basically be your hint and key menu and stuff like that. You can take and toggle that off, because as you go on, especially in the first few missions of the game, if you do what I do, I basically like to learn stuff by playing. I don't like to read stuff to play. I'm very weird like that, I guess. But this list will actually get long because you're not reading this stuff. So in my screen, if you probably to go back to my original Sith character, I probably have like 100 of these by now piled up that I just haven't read through. So I always keep that minimized just because I really don't want to take and see it. Up above you have a different stuff that you can click on to take and get a hold of, instead of having to worry about using the keyboard binds and stuff like that. So social windows definitely going to be a big factor if you play with other people. Guild tab. Game menu you can also access through your escape key. Customer service and help, which are actually, we're stress testing today. They want everyone to send in tickets to stress test the help system and the queuing system for that. And then issue report basically is for beta testing. I don't know if that's going to be part of when the game goes live or not. That's basically in there for beta testers now. You can see down here, this is beta, so a lot of this stuff isn't really defined yet. I mean, you can obviously see this probably doesn't look legit or how it's supposed to be. So you're going to experience, if you're actually beta testing and watching this video as well, you can experience a lot of that stuff, and there's really not too much you can, complain about because, well, you're a beta tester. You got to take and, mess around with those things. So, let's get started here. Basically, I've never done this I guess you could say faction before. I've never played Jedi. So, I don't know where these elusive speeders are that they want me to take. They down there? Yeah, they're down there. And as you'll see, each class has different, I guess you could say, mini instances that are only set up for that particular class of character you're playing. For instance, I'm a Jedi Knight, so my door is over there, and it's actually highlighted a nice green color. These are highlighted red. They're for different classes, even though they're of the same faction of yours. So that way there you guys don't have to go into other people's stuff and get all confused and, going, why the heck am I in here when it has nothing to do with me? They basically block it out so you can't get in. Although some of them, they do allow you to have help with people who are in your party and stuff.
Greetings. You are cleared for the following travel routes.
So basically this is kind of like, if you ever play World of Warcraft, this is your flight master, per se. So basically anything that's lit up in green, you can take and get to. One thing I've noticed though is if, say, you have a flight point down here or a destination point down here, you can't just hop on a speeder here and then just go boom, 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 and bounce all the way down to here. You actually will have it set up a lot of times. They'll be in a triangle type flight pattern where you'll have like a green thing here, and a green thing here. And in order to get down here, you'll have to fly either to here or here to hook up to the flight point that's down here, and then down here, and so on and so on. Kind of a dumb, in my opinion, but I think it's because of the way that I'm used to doing it in World of Warcraft. Normally you can go from point A to point B without having to hop on multiple taxis. So with this being more of a land-based type speeder, technologically based and stuff like that, I can kind of understand why they did it. I just would rather have it done the other way.
Be safe out there.
So basically you can't fly these by yourself. They're all autopilot type thing, just like normal flight stuff if you play World of Warcraft. You don't have any control over being able to fly. And as you can see, map-wise, that might have seemed like a pretty far distance, but it was actually a fairly quick jump. You can, and some of these things, I mean, you don't even have to take a taxi. You can take and walk between them. You're not forced to take them, although, you can take and skip stuff. On the minimap, you have, again, taxi icon. You have different types of stuff, like this symbol means that it's a quest giver that you can get a quest from, a train of symbols, and also your current missions, area where stuff is going to take place as far as where you need to go to start basically working on the current mission you're on. And right-click on your mouse to take and talk to people as well.
Padawan, come here, quickly. The training grounds are not safe today.
Night Weller sent me to help with the Flesh Raiders. I'm combat trained and ready to help.
And the Force is with us. Few Padawans here can make that claim. The Flesh Raiders moved into the training grounds, organized and ready, attempting to isolate various groups of Padawans. There's a group of students in the hills we lost track of. They're not combat trained.
Don't worry. Those Padawans will get home safe. I promise.
I've got a beacon here. If you can find the Padawans and set the beacon, we'll send an evac shuttle as fast as we can. A group of Jedi from the temple is headed this way, but maybe not fast enough. May the Force be with you.
Alright, now, one thing you might have noticed a little bit back, the second to last dialogue, where you can take and pick the options. The bottom one was actually to outright refuse the quest. The way the questing is set up in the game is you have stuff that is optional, meaning basically anybody can choose to do the quest, and then others are essentially story-driven, very important quests that no matter what you do, you can't take and refuse them. So I basically break them up into either optional or required quests. The one that we're taking right now, essentially, even though you're a newbie and you really want to do it just to get experience and stuff like that, you have the ability to take and ignore it, but it would be kind of dumb to do considering that you're really kind of so new to it. You really need to have as much XP as you can possibly
Using
get.
a lightsaber is just as much science as art.
Now, as you kill things on level, you're going to actually start occurring these, what I call trainer points. I'm not quite sure what they're actually called in-game officially, but I call them training points. But as you level up, you gain access to new skills, new powers, new abilities, and you use these points to take and essentially buy them. Some stuff is automatic, you get it automatically, and other stuff you actually need to take and spend the skill points on it to take and buy it. As you go along as well, you get a skill tree.
We can
And,
spar anytime.
You get a skill tree that you can take and actually add points into, just like if you play World of Warcraft and stuff. So you can essentially get 3 different branches, at least, of stuff that you can take and do. And I really like to know what the heck all these colors are coming from. I don't know if they're glitches or just the way my camera's set up right now or what. But let's go down here and we need to kill 10 flesh raiders. I gotta see what they have here. Slash, strike. Okay, I think we'll take that form because that looks good. Got some buffs. Quick travel is kind of like your, kind of like a recall stone in World of Warcraft, or you know, an in stone, whatever you want to call it. Basically, you take and set it to different areas, and by clicking it, you can take and instantly travel there. And then that's your quick heal. Restores your both your force power meter and as well as your life meter. So. Now, when you want to right click, excuse me, when they have different hues that'll pop up on them when they have items to steal. Blue is usually generally very low quality items, sometimes just literally trash. As you can see here, gray item. Same rules pretty much follow if you play World of Warcraft. Gray item, white items, usually junk. Well, gray items are usually junk. White items can be helpful in certain circumstances. If they have a different color hue, say a green hue, that's a more rare type item, I guess you could say. Not the best in the world, but it's still better than having white, usually, at least if it's for your class. And essentially it's, you know, kind of like button mashing and stuff like that. As far as... What the heck, is he throwing a bunch of stones? That's pretty cool. Kind of want that now. I think that'd be kind of cool to be able to pepper spray somebody with a bunch of stones. And so essentially you have your quick, fast, light attack, I guess you can say. And then your slash is more of a charge type attack. Now, sometimes with quests you don't need to actually go back to your quest giver to complete the quest, very similar to other MMORPGs. and this will pop up instead, and it makes basically a holo communication type meeting with the person who gave you the quest. So that way, if you're pretty far out from where you initially got the quest, you can take and click this instead of having to walk all the way back.
You're unharmed. Good. Flesh Raider shot me in the leg while I was rescuing some Padawans. Don't know where these things got blasters, but I know how to use them. I've been evacuated to a med center, but the fighting isn't over.
I'll push back the enemy, whatever it takes.
We need to stop them at the source. Another Padawan found a cave tunnel the Flesh Raiders used to enter this valley. I need you at that tunnel, making sure the Flesh Raiders don't get any more reinforcements through it.
I'll find this cave tunnel and seal it.
We need to end this conflict before anyone else gets hurt. Find the tunnel along the mountain range. May the Force be with you.
Alright, so basically by pulling up your map and stuff like that, you can see essentially where you need to go. Now, you'll notice that this little icon right here kind of has a little pulsing green arrow that's basically telling you to go this direction. If you highlight them, it will tell you essentially why you need to go there, such as what mission it's talking about, or other such things. So, got more, looks like missions popping up on the map as well. So basically, I'm going to go ahead and end this here really quick, just because of the fact this video was actually a little bit long today, because it went through character creation, the opening credits, and stuff like that for this particular faction. If you guys do want to take and see the Sith side, let me know in the comments below, and I'll definitely take and create a new character really quick, just so you can see the opening intro movie, I guess you could say, for that particular faction. I probably won't play through on the Sith, just because of the fact that I really want to get into experiencing stuff on the Jedi side, because I've been playing Sith so long. So I'll be playing predominantly Jedi for now. Once the game goes live, I do have a collector's edition that I ordered and stuff like that. Once the game goes live, the guild that I'm going to be creating is going to be on the Sith side. So if you don't want to play Sith, sorry. If I kill you, sorry. Because yeah, I'm just more of a evil type person when it comes to the Star Wars universe, so I'll definitely be playing Sith. So basically, anyways, guys, this is the first of many videos to come on this particular video. Excuse me. I'm basically going to continue to take and do the Minecraft videos and the other game videos that we've been doing as well. It's just that I'm basically probably gonna have to sit down and take each day as playing one game, at least for recording purposes, one game per day, and shoot multiple videos, and that way there you guys can still have all the updates of all the games that we're going to be taking and doing, and at the same time I'm not going to be falling behind in leveling up my character with the guild we're going to be doing in the game and stuff like that all at the same time. So basically, feel free to rate, comment, subscribe. This is, like I said, going to be a new series coming to the channel here for the gaming network, and feel free to go over to our forum at planetendora.com, register, and we already have a forum set up there for Star Wars Galaxies. Now we can actually put them to use now that the non-disclosure agreement has been lifted, so we can actually talk to you guys about the game and answer questions, and any questions you may have as well. So feel free to leave any questions in here in the comments below, or go to our website and feel free to take and register there and join us there, and we will take and help you out as best we can. One word of note though, if you are registering the website, I've seen recently a lot of people are not checking their spam folders for the registration emails. This is especially important if you're using stuff like Hotmail, AOL, Gmail, stuff like that. A lot of people's messages have been getting sent to their spam folders, especially the email that they need to respond to in regards to registration. They have to click on a certain link to register and confirm their account. They're not doing that. And it's one of the great ways that we use to fight spammers and bots. So if you're not clicking on that link and you're not checking your spam folders, there's a good chance that you're not going to be able to get on the site, because it'll only hold it for so many days in the system before it says, you know what, this person hasn't responded yet, it's probably a bot, let's purge the application to register. So make sure you guys are checking your email boxes for the registration email that's being sent out by the website itself. And once you do get that email, make sure to take and tell your email client or your email service provider, such as Hotmail or Gmail, that letter is not spam, and to put it on your whitelist. That way, there any future emails that you get from the website, it'll actually go to your actual email box and won't continue to go to your junk mailbox. So just keep that in mind, and make sure to definitely double check on that. But anyways, guys, I'm Rowan Winsong. I will catch you guys next time. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and feel free to pass it on. Catch you later.